They lied to us. Again. WWE sat there, looked every single one of us dead in the eye, and fed us a storyline that made absolutely no sense, and the worst part, we're supposed to just sit here and clap like trained seals. Not today. Not on this channel. Because what happened on Raw this week was either the greatest thing WWE has done in years or the beginning of the most chaotic, most controversial chapter in professional wrestling history. And by the time this video is over, you are going to have a very strong opinion about all of it. Drop it in the comments. I want the war down there tonight. Let's get into it. Gunther calls out Brock Lesnar. Let's start with the segment that has the entire wrestling world either losing their minds with excitement or absolutely furious, and honestly, both reactions make perfect sense. Gunther, the ring general, the most dominant, most suffocating world champion WWE has produced in over a decade, stood in the middle of that ring on Raw and called out Brock Lesnar. Not hinted at it, not teased it through a promo package. He stood there, chest out, that cold European arrogance dripping off every single word, and essentially told Brock Lesnar that everything Lesnar has ever done, every monster he has ever claimed to be, every soul he has ever claimed to conquer means absolutely nothing compared to what Gunther represents. Now let's be real for a second. The name Brock Lesnar has been radioactive in WWE for obvious reasons. His connection to the Vince McMahon scandal has made every mention of him feel like stepping on a landmine. WWE has been walking on eggshells around that name for over a year. So for Gunther to just walk out there and say it out loud, with zero hesitation, that tells you one of two things. Either WWE is carefully testing the waters to see how fans react to Lesnar's potential return, or Gunther is so over, so protected, so bulletproof in Stamford right now that they are using his credibility as a shield. Because think about it, if anyone can make the Lesnar name feel like a legitimate threat without the baggage destroying the moment, it's Gunther. The man doesn't chase pop culture moments. He doesn't need them. He carries himself like someone who's never watched a single episode of anything other than tapes of Karl Gotch and Otto Wanz. And that's exactly why this works. But here's the question that I need all of you to answer honestly in the comments right now. Do you actually want to see Brock Lesnar back in a WWE ring, yes or no? And why? Because the comment section on this one is going to be a battlefield, and I am here for every second of it. The image of Gunther locking in the sleeper on a returning Brock Lesnar at a premium live event, that's either the most money match WWE has had in years or the most tone-deaf booking decision they could possibly make. There is no middle ground. And WWE knows that. Which is exactly why they are doing it. Bronson Reed injured. Now let's talk about something that genuinely hurts to discuss, because this one isn't about storylines or controversy. This is real life, and real life just hit one of the most exciting big men on the entire Raw roster like a freight train. Bronson Reed is injured. For those of you who have been watching Raw with any kind of attention over the last several months, you already know that Bronson Reed has been quietly building one of the most compelling big man resurgences in recent memory. The guy dropped a tsunami from the top rope onto Seth Rollins that people are still talking about. He has been absolutely vicious, absolutely physical, and absolutely must-see television every single time he steps through that curtain. And now, just as the momentum was building to a peak, is out. The exact details of the injury and timeline are still developing, but what we do know is that this is a significant blow to Raw's upper mid-card scene, which, let's be honest, was already carrying a lot of weight. When you lose a guy like Bronson Reed, someone who can work a believable power match with literally anyone on the roster, you feel that absence immediately. Here's your trivia question for this one, and I genuinely want to see how many of you know this. In what year did Bronson Reed first sign with WWE, and what name was he using on the independent scene before he got there? First person to get it right in the comments gets pinned. Let's go. Prayers up for a fast recovery. The man is a workhorse and Raw genuinely needs him back. AJ Styles Hall of Fame. Okay, let's take a breath, because not everything this week was rage-inducing or heartbreaking. Some of it was just right. Pure and simple, exactly the way things should be. AJ Styles is going into the WWE Hall of Fame. And if you have any kind of problem with that, I need you to close this video, walk outside, get some fresh air, and come back when you're ready to have a reasonable conversation about professional wrestling. Because AJ Styles is not just Hall of Fame worthy. AJ Styles is one of the 5 best professional wrestlers to have ever laced up a pair of boots in the history of this industry. Period. Paragraph. Next topic. This man walked into WWE in 2016 as someone who had spent the better part of his career being criminally ignored by the biggest stage in the world, and within 12 months he had not only proven every skeptic wrong, he had arguably become the single most reliable performer on the entire roster. multiple world championships, countless 5-star matches, a career-defining rivalry with John Cena, classic after classic with Roman Reigns, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton. The phenomenal one put in 20-plus years of grinding TNA, Raw, New Japan, every corner of this globe before WWE finally opened that door. And when it did, he walked through it and owned the entire house. Here's your trivia question. Wrestling historians AJ Styles won the TNA World Heavyweight Championship multiple times. How many times exactly did he hold that title? Drop your answer below and let's see who actually did their homework. The Hall of Fame induction is going to be emotional. It deserves to be. This is one of the good ones. Vince McMahon buys back WWE. And now, we get to the part of this video where things get truly insane. Where reality and fiction start blurring together in a way that should make every single one of us deeply uncomfortable and yet, somehow, completely riveted. The reports, the rumors, the whispers that have been growing louder every single week. Vince McMahon reportedly exploring the possibility of buying back WWE. Let that sentence live in your brain for just a moment. The same Vince McMahon who was forced out of TKO Group Holdings following one of the most disturbing and damaging scandals in the history of professional wrestling is allegedly looking at a path back to ownership of the company he built from the ground up. The company that bears his fingerprints on every single wall, every single policy, every single creative decision made over 4 decades. Now, to be crystal clear, nothing has been officially confirmed. This is still in the realm of reports and speculation. But the fact that this conversation is even happening, that alone should tell you something about how complicated and messy the business side of WWE truly is beneath all the pyro and the entrance music. From a pure business standpoint, the argument being made is that no one understands the value of WWE intellectual property the way Vince does. No one has the relationships, the infrastructure knowledge, or the sheer obsessive drive to maximize that asset the way he historically has. That argument exists, and some people are making it seriously. But there is another argument, and that argument says that professional wrestling spent years protecting Vince McMahon because he made people money and that era needs to stay closed. Here is the comment section question that I genuinely believe is going to make this video go absolutely viral tonight. Should Vince McMahon ever be allowed anywhere near WWE again? Not as a character, not in kayfabe, in real life. Yes or no, and give me your full reason why. I want paragraphs, I want heat. I want this section to look like a pay-per-view crowd by midnight, because this topic isn't just about wrestling anymore. It's about what we as fans are willing to accept, what we're willing to look past, and where the line is. Raw gave us all of this in 1 week. Gunther lighting a match near the most explosive name in wrestling, a future Hall of Famer getting his rightful flowers, a workhorse going down injured, and the ghost of WWE's most complicated figure reportedly rattling the gates. This is why we watch. This is why we argue. This is why Wrestling Zone 1 exists. Share this video. Your wrestling friends need to see this. Drop every single one of your answers in the comments below and I'll see you in the next one.